Lightning Strikes, home of the Oak Farms Premier League. This week we're reviewing the position round, week number 18. We saw Brightview Financial hold on to the lead, and they won the first half. And what are your thoughts about that?
Well, it was a little shaky in game one, obviously, with them only taking 2 points. And I'm sure in the back of their mind they're thinking, no, we really can't do this, but it's happening. All of a sudden they're taking 2 points. They're not sharp. They shoot .779 scratch with handicap 829, a very low score with handicap in this league. And then all of a sudden Bobby Hamilton just takes over with 288 the second game to help them win the game by 13 pins, to help him win total and help them win team total. They were 6-6 going in, or 7-5 going in. They ended up 17-7. All Bobby Hamilton and John Pfister. The two men that are supposed to carry the team did on a very important night. And you can imagine if they were off, like Jay Rucker, who probably had his worst night of the year, shooting .559. He's a .220 average bowler, should have been .660. Bad night for Jay. So that's the nature of the sport. The anchormen have to take over, and Pfister and Hamilton did.
Yeah, Tyler lost game 1, and Isaac Martinez but took game 2 and 3 and won total by 8 pins, 699 and 691. Scott Chakosky struggled games 2 and 3, and House Brown, who bowled a solid 237, 213 scratch, to take those games. And total, Bobby Hamilton, who lost game 1 to Dave Covington, but had the front 10 and shot 288, taking 3-1 over Dave. And Pfister swept Jay Rucker, who just struggled the whole night. I
like the idea that Covington's with the team now. They've got a solid A bowler. They've got a solid 220 to 230 average bowler. It's going to stabilize the team where Jay's off a little bit or House is off a little bit. Covington shoots .730. He can carry the team. I could even see a lineup change. I could see Rucker going to third and let Covington go fourth, which is no offense to Jay, but they can do that if they feel they have to. Now, they really couldn't do it before. Now they can. Yep. They've got a legitimate cleanup hitter there.
So the guy that's going to show up every week and you're going to get 660 to
700. This team will be in the top 8. There's no doubt in my mind. You know, it's an off night, very understandable. But when you look at game 2, they were only 13 pins out, and look at total, 14 pins. They can all go home thinking, how many shots did we give away to lose by 13 and 14 pins? You don't even want to think about it. Got to put it behind you and start over.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
Yeah.
The Goats, they seemed out of the game 1, they might take control of the match, and then game 2 came around, and Bobby Hamilton.
It was over. And Hamilton, the third game, he shoots .533 the last 2 to help him win 2 games in team total, and in his individual points in team series, he just carried him. He just ran away. But that's what you need, especially in a match like this in a position run. You need one guy to carry it. He obviously was the guy.
Well, you didn't think after that 165 he bowled the first game.
Yeah, what a comeback! He looks like he's going to shoot .480. All of a sudden he's got 698 with taking 3 and 1.
You know, in the 2 position round, Brightview is 40 and 8.
40 and 8.
Position round.
It's 40 and 8. What is that? 900?
That's winning the league.
That's winning the league. Well, if they do that in the third position round and they maintain that, if they're up there still in first, they've got some more room now. But again, everything changes now. It starts it over. But
can't wait to watch this.
But they're tough. They're a good team.
All right, the second match was the third place team with the fourth place team. Hockey Baby won 14. They jumped up to second place, and they beat Tick Transport. Only took 10, dropped to 6. Anthony Evanchuk bowled well against 1 and 3, and John Bercier taking 3-1. Preston Willis swept Jim Shirk, shooting .644, 722 to Jim's .566, 641. Bob Ivor bowled very well, so you Mark Janikansky, .656, 764 to Mark's .555, 676. And Tony Komorsek won games 1 and 2, but Chris Hubach took game 3, but not enough to take total from Tony. That match ended 3-1 Tony.
Very close. They lose the first game by 15 pins and the last game by 27. So you can see where 3 balls in 2 games cost them flipping this right around, maybe go 15-9. So this team is a good team. Probably the worst amount of points they took in 10 weeks, but they were close even in their losses. If you really analyze the scores, even though Mark Janikansky lost 4 games, Game 3 and Game 1, they're in a hunt in those 2 games, and they're in a hunt in total. So look at total, they only lose by, 18? So you look at those 3 or 4 shots right there over a 12-game match, 3 or 4 shots, this reverses. This is a 15-9. That's how close they got. So the 10 points are really deceiving.
Yeah.
Could have been 15-9 with 3 balls that are open. If they're strikes, they're 15-9.
Yeah. Also, Tick Transfer was probably one of the hottest teams, but Hockey Baby is probably the most consistent team.
Hockey Baby is a good team.
They're always in the top.
They're not a high average team by any sense, but they know how to win. Mm-hmm. And obviously even here, 28-21. But look at how close it was. They beat 28-21, 28-03, and their 2 wins. They're all close, but they win.
Yep.
Interesting.
I picked Tick Transport to move up to second, but I guess Hockey Baby.
Tick Transport's going to be there the rest of the way. They're a good team.
I think so.
Oh, I do.
All right, match number 3 is going to be match 5 versus 6. This is Beach Bowl took a pounding again. They took 6, they dropped to 7th. They bowled against team number 4, our EBA Pro Shop, who took 18. They jumped all the way up to 3rd place. Robert 80 put the EBA Pro Shop team on his back this week. He shot 500 the last 2 games to go 3-1 versus Gatewood Blind. Jacques Keene and big game James battled for a split 2-2. Scott Cobb bowled great, shooting 708. But got steamrolled by Jerry Mikulanic, shooting games of 268, 224, 258 for 750 to go 3-1 over Cobb. And John Rakowski has been bowling straight fire the past 5 weeks. Swept Mark Sr. shooting games of 268, 259, 235, 762. And that was John's high set of the season so far.
I like the 28-14 scratch. And with those big guns right behind Robert, it's got to get his arm swing loose. I mean, he's got Mantle Maris and Barra right behind him if you look at the local level. Keene, Cobb, and Rakowski could shoot 700 every night for a month in this league. I mean, easy. These guys are fantastic bowlers. And Rakowski coming alive now at 228.
Yeah.
You know,
from nowhere.
all your logs is 660, 660, 640, 660, and then all of a sudden, the last 4 or 5 weeks, there he is. He's figured it out. Yeah, and of course, Scott Cobb, a very good bowler, 708 going 1-3, but Jerry Michelanic's a very good bowler.
750.
Jerry Michelanic can bowl, and Jacques Keene, he's tough, 2-2 with 659. And the great Robert Eddy with 500 the last 2 to go 3-1. And he's got to be thrilled because his team now is coming alive.
Carry the whole team.
They got the 3rd.
Right.
They're making a statement.
Already.
EBA Pro Shop, the #1 pro shop in Southwest Florida.
Seems like it.
Don't want to let the Pro Shop guys down and have a dog team, right?
No, you can't do that.
Ricky Ward will give him a lecture.
So I see John go well again.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's all smiling, hangs around a little bit longer now.
John Rakowski is so good, so cool. You know, I was just waiting for this, knowing in my heart he ain't gonna average 218 all year, not in this place. Sooner or later he's gonna start whacking them.
You know when John's bowling good because he'll hang out and a few extra minutes,
Yes,
talk to everybody.
smile a little longer.
Smile a little longer, yeah.
Yeah, he won't take the jet out of here right back to Naples.
650.
650.
He's out the door before you throw your last
He's in the
ball.
parking lot before the light changes.
Absolutely. All right, match number 4 is going to be match 7 and 8. Frank and Beans took 6, dropped to 9th, and Autism Awareness won 18. They jumped all the way up to 5th. Mike Durkin solid as always with a big second game, shooting 278 and taking 3-1 versus Don Sr. The only high point of the team, Durkin was. Donnie Swartz Jr., another sweep, has been the team's MVP the past month, shooting 63, 759 to sweep. Brad Zielinski. Glad to see Billy Seymour back bowling in the 700s with a 719 to sweep Reggie Collins blind. And Daniel Sarah still bowling solid, got caught in the game 2 transition, but he ended up going 3-1 versus Chuck Rucker.
Well, they bowled very well. I said last week it was up to Donnie Jr. and Donnie Sr. Between them, they got 5 of 8, but Jr. swept.
He did.
And 663 with that kind of handicap is going to be a factor. Billy Seymour, obviously, Daniel bowling very well. Daniel coming alive, 220 now in sight. Yep. It's about 207, 208 for about 10, 12 weeks. All of a sudden, he's starting to figure out that blend. He's too good.
That's brutal.
He's explosive. He's fun to watch.
He's fun to watch.
He's such a nice young man.
Probably one of my favorite bowlers.
They're in Las Vegas this week. Him and Billy Seymour, bowling a tat.
John Rakowski won too.
Yeah, but I think he's there for another reason. He's there as a coach and a backer.
Right.
They banned Rakowski. God forbid you win twice. See you until you're 60. They told him, come back when you're 60. We'll let you bowl again.
They keep an eye on his money. So yeah, that's a good match. It's good to see that autism awareness. Mike Durkin bowling solid, but the rest of the team really didn't show up that.
Yeah, they really struggled, although their scores aren't that bad. They were 166 over scratch. Solinsky 630, Reggie 6-0, and Chuck 660 with 1.1, with 1900 scratch, 1.1. So they bowled 100 over. They bowled very well the last three guys, but they couldn't win anything because they ran into a buzzsaw with the 663, 719, 683, pretty close to 2100, about 2050. So they got beat pretty good, the last three guys.
All right, teams number 9, match number 9 and 10.
Wow.
This was a Fig Jam alert. They won 18. They jumped all the way up to 8th place. They bowled against team number 10, Build 1, who dropped to 12. Joe Gargano took a squeaker in game 1 versus the 6-time PBA champion, 204-198. But the 1991 Rookie of the Year shot 503 the last two to take the match 3-1. Blake Barnard took game 1 versus the Southwest Florida Hall of Famer. But Mike Alshire, the Miami Strike Machine from Port Charlotte, took games 2 and 3 while squeaking out total 673 to 671 by 2 pins. Lewis Martin beat Lee Rathjen 281 and 274 the first game, but Lee bowled 279 game 2, then 278 game 3 to shoot 816. And Dave Stouffer, the lone point getter in game 1, then splits with Davion games 2 and 3 and took total, go 3-1 in that match.
I've said all along, if that team can shoot 2,800 every night, and they can make a move. Interestingly enough, it's back-to-back weeks where one of them have had 800. So all of a sudden, if Stouffer and Rathjen start striking and take the pressure off of Alshire and Ricky Ward, if they're giving 800 a night, and Ricky had 28 strikes for 696, had 6 opens. He struck 28 to 36 times, didn't break 700. Alshire's still a little shaky, but consistent enough to go 3-1. This is the team of teams. This is a team that doesn't need handicap to win the league. If they can shoot 2,800 every night, they'll get to the top 3 or 4 by the end of the season. But that has to be the number. 2650s won't cut it. They'll get beat with that. They don't have any handicap.
That's right. They got to put it together because you see weeks where Ricky and Alshire bowling good,
right?
And then the following week, Lee and Stouffer bowl good. And that one week they all bowled great together. And they shot almost 3,000.
Yeah, look at their averages: 29, 25, 21, 33. I mean, fantastic team.
Yeah.
One more guy on that team, they could win an Eagle. That's an Eagle team.
You?
No, not me. I'm talking somebody that can flat bowl, that's an ex-PBA member, somebody that's a young star, maybe from not in this region, like my son Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Flying Michael on the bowl with I asked Michael if he'd bowl with that team. He's already bowled with the team out of Phoenix for the last 6 or 7 years, and I said, if that goes, I'll get you on this team and I'll fly out and be your mental advisor.
Great. Yeah,
Like Michael needs me to be his mental advisor.
It was nice seeing Lee shoot 816.
Oh, Lee's great. They had a baby,
yep.
Start of the week. Little age 16 for the baby. How's
He had that bad hand.
He had a bad
He's
hand.
had 259, 279, 278.
He's tough.
We're happy for Lee Rathjen, one of our good friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of the nicest guys that I know. All right, the next match is going to be team 11 and match 11 and 12 is team number 9, the Taps team. They won 15. They jumped up to 11. They beat team number 6, Loot. Only took 9. They dropped to 14th. Daniel Heim, who finished second, our senior 5-gamer over the weekend, both fantastic, shooting 685, 799 over Joe Lasik, who had a good game 3. Daniel went 3-1 in that match. Dale Lamar won games 1 and 3 versus Mike Varda. Taking game 2, close match. Lamar taking it 745 to 729. Justin Aldridge struggled against Ricardo Reines blind, only getting 1 point. And Bobby Taylor, who led the senior 5-gamer this weekend, but had a tough addition round game and dropped to 7th. He started off winning the first 2 games from Dwayne Billy, 278 the second game, but lost game 3 in total to Split. How about that?
Well, amazingly enough, if you look at their scores, 939 scratch in game 2 and 731 scratch in game 3. 198 pins less from one game to the next. Now, this is a good team. It's a veteran team, long-time bowlers. Look at that last game there, and you look at their second game, you go 44, 24, 93, 78, and the next game they're 200 pins less.
That's right.
I mean, it's amazing, yet they won 15. That last game, all of a sudden they shoot, 880 in that game. They're looking about a 21-3. They're going to make a giant move. Danny Heim's starting to bowl pretty good. Drilled a new ball, it's starting to come around a little bit. starting to look good halfway into the season. Didn't bowl for 5 years.
How about those two, Bobby and
Danny bowled great on the weekend. I like seeing it. I felt bad for Bobby the last game. Had 3 pocket splits, 2 7-10s and a 6-8 to lose.
And he lost to a guy in our league also, Freddie.
Freddie Ice. They called Freddie Ice to win it.
I was so excited to watch. I love the format.
Well, it was great watching.
Oh my God.
My camera selection wasn't too good Saturday. I want to apologize to everybody for over talking and not moving the cameras once, but that won't happen again. I'm going to have notes this Wednesday night. We won't do that again.
Okay, our next match is going to be 13th and 14th place, and this is going to be Naples Fire Protection 120, who jumped all the way up to 10th, and they beat up on team number 17, OMWB, who only took 4. They dropped to 16th. Billy Morgan puts together games of 225, 246, 258 for a 729 sweep over Roy Paris. Roy almost took game 1 from the big man, 256, 261 in game 2. Ron Richter, fresh back from R&R on an injury, had his high set of the season, shooting 235, 278, 221 for a 734 series, sweeping Dick Hoagland 716 with handicap. Andy Cochran has been absolutely on fire, shooting 700 for the month of November and December. He took game 1, 197, 196 over Brian Copeland and ended up sweeping that match. Put up 515 for the last 2 games. Dennis Beagle and Matt Hodgman split their match 2-2 with Dennis winning game 2 by 1 pin.
Well, this match could have easily been 22-2. If you look at the 9-23 for Naples Fire Protection, they lose by 4 pins in that game, so that's bad spare counts or 1-1 pin miss. And Beagle 671 to 690 losing total. That's 1 open frame between strikes. So they're 2 balls away from going 22-2. This is a very good team. They're starting to click. But for me personally, watching Andy Cox's start of the year and now, that's 2 different bowlers.
That's right.
I mean, he wasn't averaging 200 for 8 or 9 weeks. He was lost. All of a sudden, he's brought his average up close to 20 pins in about 10 weeks. He's averaging about 680 a night.
That's easy to shoot 700 every week.
Oh, yeah, there it is. And he switched balls, got a different drilling, and all of a sudden he's got a read. You give him a read, he goes 48, 67, starts off 179, and still whacks him the next
shot 700 again.
And of course, Billy Morgan, very good bowler. And I want to apologize to Billy. You were not injured going into last week. I got your name mixed up with somebody else. I don't know how I could do that, Billy, but I'm glad you were here, and I'm glad you bowled 729, and you were not injured.
Look at that. Players 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Billy, and,
that's pretty close there.
Sweeps.
We've yet to have 4 brooms. I haven't
almost
seen
23 and 1.
Yeah, 23 and 1.
Brightview.
That was the closest one right here, though. 3 brooms, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, we're talking about team match number 15 and 16. Our friends at Lightning Strikes, who took 14, they moved up to 13. Team 18 of Audie Myers won 10, dropped to 17. Jared Eisenberg had a sweep over Gary Seitz. A lot of good things happened on that pair. A lot of, I like those guys, and they showed up the bowl, and it was just one of those weeks to where 14-10, it could have went both ways.
Yeah, it could have went both ways. A little surprised at Gary Seitz. He's been bowling great. I mean, he bowls a lot. 508 for him. He had to leave here wondering what happened. He's been shooting 680s and had a 300 earlier in the month. David Belanca's sweeping, but yet only 592. Still hasn't gotten sharp. He's a good bowler. So the team right now doesn't have much identity. They're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. They really can't get a little run going. But the first 18 weeks are over. This is a pretty good team. They get a little something going, they can make a move.
And Gary Seitz shot 278 in our senior tournament game 1.
Yeah.
1 put away from the $50 bonus.
Yeah.
The bounty bonus, he didn't get 278.
Well, it all starts over now, so they can wipe everything behind them. They can win a second half. They can still get to a top 8. They're 17th place is still within striking range of the top 8.
You get top 8 this week.
No doubt about it.
And Gary bowled very well in the senior sweeper this Saturday.
Yeah.
He finished 10th, right?
Gary bowled very well. Been bowling well a month.
Yeah.
70 years old, shooting 300.
I like the way he
Not
bowled.
that easy. I don't know too many 70-year-olds around here shooting 300. I want to know who the other ones are. He's a very good bowler. Had a bad night. 170, 140. Had a wonder, after practice balls, how did I just shoot 310 for 2? But he's a veteran. He'll come back.
Absolutely. All right. Matt, 17 versus 18. Team number 20, Clear Tomatoes, won 5. They dropped to 19th. And team number 8, Diamond Security, finally showed up in position round. They won 19. They jumped up to 15th place. Matt Rizzo was fantastic. Shot 756 with 279 game. Dustin Clark also swept Bob Apolloni. Mark Jr. still struggling. Shot 654, but you know it's just tough sometimes.
That's a pretty good team for being in 15.
Absolutely.
But again, sometimes it's the luck of the draw, sometimes it's the lineup, sometimes it's team chemistry. You see it in the major leagues in baseball. See a real good team, they can't win. This is a real good team right now, still looking for their identity. But with the second 18 weeks starting, a couple of 19-5s, which they just did, and all of a sudden they're looking at making the top 8, and that's where the money is.
I think the team hinges on Mark Jr. If he bowls good, they're going to be up
I
there. If
agree.
they don't bowl well, they're going to be down where they are
He's been
now.
erratic. He hasn't really bowled well. I mean, Rizzo's carried the team.
Yeah, it's his whole
The strike machine, Matt Rizzo at 225, Schumacher 221. Really didn't look good last week, and in action looked really bad. I felt so bad for Mike. Just out of sync.
Yeah, I think they bowl that much.
No, it happens. They take a 3-week break. They don't bowl a lot. They come in all of a sudden. Wait a minute, what's your body doing? They don't know.
I mean,
They're lost. They're moving their feet, moving their eyes, and it ain't enough.
Dustin Clark's been bowling solid all year.
Oh yeah.
You know he's only 210, but I seen him shoot. He shot 674 last week. I seen him shoot 700. I mean, he's your second guy. He's the guy that
He bowls good.
He does.
Yeah, he's got a strong spinner too. That's a full spinner with some revs. It ain't a dumper.
Oh yeah.
That's a spinner with a rev rate.
All right.
I like that. A spinner with a rev rate. Something I wish I had.
Right, match either 19 versus 20 is team number 24, 80 Foods, won 7 against team number 16, Beard Still Smells Bad. That must be Rob Dorr. They won 17, and they're in 17th place. Any thoughts on that match there, Lorenzo?
Well, you know, it's again a team that just is not making a move. They're a good team, but they're not winning. Lindsay's team surprises me. I thought they'd bowl a little better than that. They're in 20th place. Again, you know, I look at some of the teams that are way down the bottom, and no, not knocking Tick Transport, but there's a prime example. And Tick Transport is in the top 5 and has been for the last several weeks. These two teams are 20 and 17th and comparably the same as Tick Transport, but they can't win and Tick does. Amazing when you look at the skill level on both teams. You'd figure the Lindsay team and the Thor team would not be where they are versus a team like Tick Transport. That's what makes 90% of 235 very interesting. Those other fellas are a full handicap team that knows how to win. They are winners in their mind. They can beat people.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, they went the wrong way in this round, but I figured it'd be.
Yeah, they were just a couple of balls away from flopping that too.
That's
They're
all.
2-3 balls away from taking 15.
Chris Nance Chris Alphabet.
Bowled well. He was clean. 708
You
clean.
wanted me to say that today.
And Jerry Lake bowling well, but Greg Lindsay
Bransky.
again really bowling well the first 2. And his last game, cost him possibly a game point and a 3-game total. 153 had a lead, disappointed. Yet, Podnastransky's last game's 258 on the same pair. Jerry Lake 227. They go 485, and Greg's got 153. So there you go. There's something missing when you see that.
Yeah.
2 teammates striking with the same hand. The other guy's really good, and he's 70 pins behind him in game total. And he's got to wonder.
They all play the same part of the lane, too.
Yeah, they all play the same part of the lane. They're a good team.
Oh, they're a great team. I think they'll be the top 10 second half. That's my prediction. Take that to the bank. All right, match number 21 versus 22. Team number 7, Big B Bowling Tournament, 112. They're in 21st place, and they bowl against team number 11, Aches and Pains, who won 12. He went 12-12 for a split. Wayne Toplin bowled fantastic on his team. Shot 732 with 73 handicap. And Robert Hilton, he had to take a blind his second and third game. His shoulder was bothering him, I think maybe for the scratch tournament.
Yeah, well, he withdrew in the scratch tournament. If he's hurting, no sense on bowling. You've got to be full strength in a position round. You don't want to take your team down. 215 blind's a pretty good game.
Yep.
If he's hurting. But Toplin carried the team, and yet they're only 12 and 12. Again, there's a chemistry issue. Brandon Carlton gets swept with Craig Streetzel shooting 543 to sweep him. And if you look at the games, Carlton loses game 2. And wait a minute, how's that possible?
I don't know.
What am I reading?
It's not right. They're both blind, so maybe I made a mistake with that.
Okay.
But yeah, don't go by the Craig Streetzel, because what happens is, this is the best rule they ever came up with in bowling, is that if each team has a blind, they got to bowl against each other. The
Yeah.
blind versus blind.
Yeah.
And the team that wins that game wins the blind point.
Oh, I see why he got the sweep. I was thinking, wait a minute, what happened here?
Yes,
I missed that
that's
rule.
awesome. That's the best rule.
I like that rule.
All the crappy rules that came up with this league.
That's a good
you
rule.
go out some
Let the team win the blind.
Exactly,
You can't back
yeah,
in with a
right.
168 on a blind and win a
Exactly
game.
right.
You don't deserve a point for winning 20 pins below your average.
Anything ever bowling, always.
No, I agree with that. I think everybody watching would agree. It's a very good rule.
It's a great rule.
I love
It's
it.
funny because Wayne came up, he's like, they said the blind got a little blind. What's up with that? I go, well, you guys voted in. I go, what do you think? He goes, that's crap. And I go, well, the team that wins the game gets a point. He goes, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fair then.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
That's
three guys that were there win.
That's
They
right.
deserve the point.
Exactly right.
I
Fantastic.
agree.
That's the only rule that
I
really
think
love.
that should be in every league.
Every should be meant USBC.
It's a great rule.
It's the best rule they ever came up with. But yeah, I feel bad for, Big B's, they struggled they were in the top 5 for so long this year.
I know.
And then they dropped all the way down.
That'll be a mystery for the rest of
Me
the.
too.
On the other hand, I also know that team is good enough to finish in the top 5 in the second half and still
They
make
could
the
win the
top
league.
8. Sure they could.
Absolutely.
They're good enough to do it.
Absolutely. All right, the last match of the position round was our favorite team number 13, Rolling Thunder, who won 8 with Herb the Hat Klein. And they bowled against team number 19, Stupid Corner, who won 16.
Mike Boyd, great bowler.
He's
Can't
awesome.
it's a mystery because Danny Wilson's pretty good. He can strike. If you look at their averages, Scott Whiteleather 202. They can't win. Yet if you look at their averages on paper, they're a better team than Tick Transport.
They're my team to be in the top 10.
Well, they've got to figure something out. I don't know what it would be, other than I might move Danny Wilson to the 3rd spot. So you got the 2 guys with the highest averages in 3rd and 4th. Have Matt Pfeiffer lead off and put Scott Whiteleather right behind him, and let the averages dictate the lineup. Your weakest bowler first, stronger going down the line, and use those numbers as an indicator and see if you win with them. But I think that Danny Wilson is a 3, being that he's 210. He can beat a lot of 3s. He's a good bowler. Plus, the shot on the left doesn't break down as much. He gets locked in. 240 the first game and 240 the second game. All of a sudden, the rest of the team gets loose, and he's beating a 3rd place bowler on the other team.
Absolutely. I think I'd never met him before, but I watched him.
Yeah, he's a good bowler.
He does really well.
He's got a nice game.
He does.
I like his game. I'd bowl with him in a minute in the doubles tournament.
Yeah.
Heartbeat.
Lefty.
The lefty automatic.
I figure out how Stupid Corner could win too. They got to stop bowling against teams where they shoot bigger and the other team shoots just that much bigger than them. They're in so many teams this year to where they shot.
Didn't they shoot with 28 50s? They've lost 3 or 4 times. Didn't they lose with a 29 once? I thought they did.
Times.
They lose with 29. That's
Exactly
great.
right. That's what
Absolutely crazy.
All right, so the exciting news is week number 19 coming up is 0-0.
0-0, which I think is great. Again, great format for the league. Top 8 are going to make the roll-off. Everybody gets a chance to start over again. Maybe a lineup change, maybe a sub comes in. A lot of ways to skin a cat. I'm very curious about the Goats team now with Dave Covington coming in. And I'm not saying anything pro or con. I like Covington last and take the pressure off of Rucker and put him 3rd. That team could fly.
Yeah, they finished top 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a very good
First
team.
half, I think.
Very good team. Covington's bowling 3 leagues a week. Jay's bowling 1. I think he's a little sharper. He's bowling a little more. I'd put him in the anchor position.
Also exciting is that the second half will really define the top 8 playoffs coming up.
Yeah, great format. Who came up with this format?
Robert and I came up with it
Really?
because of the fact that in so many leagues, first half or second half, people just say, let's split the money in that bowl.
Yeah.
So we created a playoff system to where that it means something.
Yeah.
So the whole season, every game
I think
counts.
it's great. I have a feeling this league next year, and I think I'm going to be right. Minimum of 36. Could go to 40 to 44 teams. I could see this house filling. The money's great, the competition's great, the handicap equation's great, conditions are consistent, they're fair right to right, left to left, and week to week. Very consistent conditions across the board. And the fact that the super talented team like Fig Jam it was 35 points out of the first 18 weeks shows the handicap system does work. Yes, they might win the league, there's no doubt about it, everybody knows that. But they just finished 9th or 10th the first half. 8th. Well,
they got to show up.
Yeah,
mail it in.
they got to shoot 2,800 every week. 2 of those guys are off. They ain't winning.
That's right. And also, if we do the big construction for a sports bar in here next season,
Yeah.
that's going to take 10 lanes out, so we're at what, 40?
Yeah.
So we might have to turn those teams away if we put
Yeah.
if the construction comes up
Yeah.
this summer. So
I think it's a great league. It's an honor for me every Wednesday night. I mean, I am thrilled to do this. I never expected this at my age. Sort of got the job just to stay busy. All of a sudden, the live streaming is getting 5,000 views a week. I've got friends from around the country watching, and I'm learning. Made some mistakes Saturday in our sweeper. I won't make them again. I didn't use the multiple cameras enough. But I go home and I watch it and I critique it. Sometimes a little repetitive. Sometimes I miss a few things. But I'm learning. It's something I've never done.
we had a U.S. Open champion watch that Steve
Yeah.
Neff was watching.
Yeah, Steve. You know, in Morgantown it was different. I had a very high view. I had a different camera system. It was a lot easier in Morgantown because it was scratched, so the score was for real. I could see things a lot quicker than I can with the handicaps. The handicap system confuses me with these scoring units.
Yeah.
I can't follow it as fast. Scratch is easy, whatever
Yeah,
it is, it
it
is.
is.
I can keep score that fast and get it done. What I do like though is the excitement of the bowlers when they know they're going to be on the feature pairs. But this week on 41 and 2, we're going to show it a lot. We're going to show a lot of front views. We're going to diagnose some games, which I promised we would do Saturday, and I forgot I promised it, so I won't do that again. That was a senior moment.
All right. So who was so was it Steve Neff was on?
Steve Neff has been on. I'll tell you, we've had several monster champions on. Butch Soper was on,
Shot
a
300,
PBA
right?
national championship winner with a 300 game on television. Steve Neff, who won the U.S. Open and was a Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
Okay, we had Mark Roth on earlier, who was very ill, who was watching before he got sick about 5 weeks ago. He had another stroke. He's very ill, and my prayers go out to my dear friend. I'm trying to reach him. I haven't been able to. I hope he can watch us because I'll say some words naturally Wednesday night. We've had many other PBA champions watching. Wayne Chester's been watching. John Huffman's watching, our Eagle winner in 1994, watching in Naples. And we're getting a lot of people from around the United States tuning in, tuning out, coming on, watching later in the week. I'm getting a lot of compliments, a lot of messages sent to me. And again, I want to thank you and Robert Eddy and Alfie and Chucky and Terry and staff and Chris. And everybody's doing such a great job. Ricky Ward and that team in the pro shop, my God, their numbers are crushing them. They're here 7 days a week. They're taking so much pride in the fact that we are moving forward here. Our bowlers are happy. The food's great. Dave Covington now. Mary Berner hired.
Yep.
Mary Berner now with us. A wonderful, beautiful lady who a month ago we didn't know she could ever work. And she's decided she can work. And she's going to be helping be the league and tournament coordinator.
Tournament director. Yep.
Unbelievable.
How about our tournaments?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
well, our tournaments every
Insane.
Saturday. This Saturday, prime example, we lost a lot of seniors and still had 40.
40, we still have 40.
Yeah, we had 40. We probably lost 30 entries.
I'm worried about next.
Yeah, well, it's
gonna
coming.
be-
Our Saturday action is coming. Everybody realizes it's for real. They're enjoying it. They're staying around after the tournament. They're talking. They're not just leaving. Honored last week to have Dave Bernhardt with us,
Yeah,
Chris
great.
Keene.
Chris Keene.
Dick Weber Sportsmanship Award winner, Chris Keene, 2016, 2018. Dave Bernhardt, an Eagle winner in 1992 bowling. So all of a sudden, everything's clicking. It's not going to stop. I expect some other big guns to come in and bowl our senior event. Some people vacationing here that might sneak in with a bowling ball. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. I know a few Hall of Famers that vacation down here in the winter. I'm not going to say who, but I know one of them that vacations down here in Bonita might come in with his bowling ball and surprise us.
Give all my pair.
Yeah, good, very, very good. A three Eagle Hall of Famer.
I mean, I got to bowl the senior tournament, and I really enjoyed it. Usually I don't really enjoy stuff like that, but I had a lot of fun bowling on Saturday.
What do you think about 2 senior tournaments a month? One on Saturdays, one on Sundays. What do you think?
We have Sunday tournaments coming up. We've been working on for a while. We have we're gonna have something called the main event.
Yeah.
Which will be like a NEBA type of tournament.
Yeah.
On every other week. So one will be handicapped and one will be scratch.
Yeah.
On Sundays, and then probably big guarantee. We're working on guarantees right now. We're gonna roll it out. We're gonna roll it out in December, but we're still waiting on a couple more sponsors to come on board.
Yeah.
We want to be able to offer like 12.5 for first, guaranteed for the scratch and the handicap.
Really?
Yeah. So and then we'll have Mary Berner tournament on the last week. And
Mary's unbelievable.
Then the second week we'll have something like the You know, the trios tournament actually runs with a 40 framer.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have.
I think we should roll on weekends.
Oh no, we're definitely planning on it.
Yeah, I know we are.
They're gonna be pretty big.
I know we're planning. I'm planning on it. I'll live stream. I love it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's plenty of time off in the week. I can take the boat out on Tuesday and Wednesdays. I don't need Sundays. I want to live stream. I want people in this building.
Sundays we're taking it very cautiously because it's the main event. It's gonna be the premier tournaments that we run.
Yeah.
We run the 5 gamers on Saturdays. They're fine. They're fun.
Yeah.
They're teaching our staff how to run these tournaments properly, how to get people on and off the lanes the right way, and how to keep the scoring stuff.
Yes.
So we want to roll out a major tournament.
Yes.
Until we're 100%.
I can't wait for a major. I would like to see something $150 entry fee, and let's go for it.
Not that much, but we're
What do you
thinking
think?
about,
100 C-no?
think about like $90.
Yeah.
$1,200 guaranteed.
Yeah,
That's our price point.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking at that. So we're
I
excited
think,
about that.
we'll get Tampa and Miami over here.
Oh, yeah,
and
we
start
got
running.
some.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
we'll get some people in here.
Yeah, we
They'll take the ride for $1,000.
We have something called the Lightning Strike Masters, but we kind of ditched that to the main event.
Yeah.
We're not want to get too much into it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely coming. But we have a lot of big tournaments coming up on Sundays. We have states coming up next month.
Yeah.
And we have the invitational, the proprietors after that.
Yeah.
So we're just taking our time to roll this out properly.
I think it's fantastic. Lightning Strikes is making the move, and we're loving it. The staff loves it. We're so proud that this bowling center made the turnaround. Like I've told everybody, the wrecking ball is coming. If Robert Eddy doesn't buy this place, it's chained up and it's probably done. And all of a sudden we're talking about tournaments and leagues and sponsors, and what a turnaround in 8 months.
Yeah, it's the bowlers. This is what the bowlers are asking us for, so that's what we're putting out there. So we're only here for the bowlers.
We're bowler friendly. Everybody on our staff has got a bowling career.
Pretty much.
I mean, they're not rookies. They didn't come here from Walmart and McDonald's either.
No.
They came here from bowling all their lives. That's why they migrated to the center. Everywhere I look in this center, there is a champion and a very good bowler on our staff. It's fascinating, but that's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing it more and more rather than less and less. Mary Berner, a fantastic lady bowler. Dave Covington, PBA champion, all hired last week, so we keep that.
Try to get Kent Wagner to work in the back.
Kent Wagner.
So we could have PBA champions all 4 corners of the building.
Kent Wagner's unbelievable. What a fine man he is. You know his record, don't you? I told you his record. You know Kent Wagner's record?
I mean, for the 300?
Kent Wagner is the only bowler in the history of bowling to bowl 290 to 300. 291, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He bowled a 292. The only game he didn't have was a 292, and he spun it at the foul line and pushed it with his right hand. It went down the lane, it went slow. The ball hit the 6, went in the gutter. The 6 took out the 9, and he got a 2 box for 292, and the house went crazy. The only bowler to bowl every score over 290.
I don't get that many opportunities.
Me neither. I wouldn't go for 292. I want a 300.
Me too.
Of course, I haven't had one now since, let's see, 2005. I'm determined to have another 300. This is feeling better.
Good.
The hip, I'm coming. I went to the carbo today. I got hurt Friday. I was really stiff today, but I figure I can start to practice again.
So you have any plans on Saturday this weekend?
No, I have plans on going up to bowl in Clearwater in the senior event if I feel good. If I don't, I have plans on going to Las Vegas for the USBC 60 and over in May. We're slow enough that I can get out of here for a week, and I'm thinking about doing it. I need a sponsor, though. I was going to come up to you and Robert, see if I can make you a deal you couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
If I win, you guys become heroes.
We're already heroes.
And if I lose, you guys become donators.
What about, do you have anything planned for this weekend?
This weekend, I have the most wonderful weekend planned since I got inducted into the USBC Hall of Fame last May. I am flying to Arlington, Texas, Friday morning. Friday afternoon, I'm going to the USBC Hall of Fame Museum to look at all the displays. At my display, they displayed last year's inductees. Friday night, I'm probably going to go out and have dinner with Brian Robinson, who's on the 900 Global staff. Saturday, I don't know. Saturday, I'm thinking about possibly going to Dealey Plaza. And then Saturday night, I'm going to the PBA Hall of Fame inductions where Tommy Jones is getting inducted. I'm going to be probably one of the only 2 Hall of Famers there from the 70s, myself and Nelson Burton. And I think probably the oldest and longest PBA employee there in 1974 when they hired me. I don't think anybody's going to be there from before me. I'm kind of excited about that. Sunday, I'll be sitting on the Fox telecast with all the Hall of Famers. I'm honored and privileged to be going to this. It's a great flight, 281 round trip out of Fort Myers. PBA paid for the room and the food and the dinner. I said, yeah, I got to get on this plane. I got to go. I don't know how many more of them I can go to, but for a 3-hour trip to go to Dallas, and you know, the USBC Hall of Fame and headquarters is in the same parking lot with Dallas Stadium.
Yep.
Football, the Cowboys. You walk out the front door, you see the stadium. So I'm going to be sending back a bunch of pictures.
Cool.
I'm going to be sending back interviews. I want to see if I can interview Norm Duke and Pete Weber, Nelson Burton, some of my dear friends that are going to be there. I would like to really send something back with me, Duke and Weber. Post it on Facebook.
We'll get it.
These are two men that I met. I met Pete Weber at 14 and Norm at 16.
Just babies.
So I want to talk about their careers with them. They're my dear friends. They're so gifted. They're still competitive.
My favorite bowler is 1-2.
And of course, Tommy Jones, you know, winning that 100,000 a few weeks ago
Yeah.
for Bolero. He's still great. Boy, does he look good. He could be bowler of the year this next year. I mean, he's a horse.
He is. They're all phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right. Wish you a safe trip. Can't wait.
Thank you.
Get
I
back.
feel bad about not being here, but it's the only time I plan on missing between now and the end of the season. I like live streaming. I really do. It's a highlight of my week.
Fantastic at it.
And I'm learning. You know, there's some weeks that I go home and I watch it and I go, oops, you know, ramble a little too much about this, a little too much about that. Eventually, I'm going to have it to where I feel pretty good about it. But I like critiquing myself because it's all about learning. It's like missing spares. Better learn what you're missing or you're going to keep missing them. You know, so when I'm in, the host of a show, I want to make sure that I cover a lot of things. And this past Saturday, I forgot the cameras.
That's all right.
I just spaced it. The button was right in front of me and I never thought about it.
We got the match play position round on camera, which was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a great match.
Oh, awesome! It was fantastic.
Yeah. Fred Engels, very
I
deceiving.
watched it 10 times.
Fred Engels is a very good bowler. He's deceiving.
Third to first.
Yeah, I know. He's
And the director's drop. That was.
Yeah. Bobby, I felt so bad for Bobby Taylor.
Both tournaments in a row.
Yeah.
He's right up there. Both senior tournaments in a row.
Yeah. He'll win one.
No.
Bobby Taylor will win one.
Great.
No doubt in my mind. He's the type of guy, you know, he's going to say that ain't happening again. The next time it's the position around game. I'll shoot 240. I'm not shooting 160. And Danny Hyam coming around a little bit. Got a new ball. Got a little more confidence in himself. Looked pretty good this weekend. Danny Hyam was a hell of a bowler before he quit. 220 for many years in this association.
So 195 should be re-rated, you're saying?
Well, you know, he didn't bowl 5 years. The bone's got to ache. He's in his late 60s, you know, using 20-year-old equipment. He told me I drilled him his last ball when I worked the pro shop at the Beach Ball. I went, don't tell me that. It was 2001. Imagine how much oil's in those things. He could have filled up his crankcase.
And this week is the handicap.
Yeah, this week's handicap.
We're giving away, we're paying, the pro shop's paying high scratch.
Yeah.
Senior, female and male.
Yeah.
$100 each.
That's wonderful.
For $35.
And Chuck Rucker's going to be doing the live stream.
I don't know if he is or not. We'll see. He has to learn. He didn't learn how to do it. He should have did it on Saturday with
Are you going to do it?
I'm bowling senior state.
Oh, you're bowling senior state.
Me, Robert, Ricky Ward, and Covington.
Whoa. Who are we going to get?
I have no idea. Maybe it won't be live stream. I'm not sure.
Well, we got to get somebody.
I don't know.
Well, we got to think. Who could we get? Anybody out there know who we could get?
Yeah,
Let me
send me
know
out,
on
yeah.
Wednesday when I'm live streaming.
Paste it on Facebook.
Give me an idea who I can get Wednesday night. Maybe I'll give him a call.
Come train with Larry on Wednesday night.
I would like to see John Huff do it.
He bowls.
I know, but he'd be good because he's been around. He's a star. So we need somebody that understands the game and could. Not that you don't. You did a great job when you did it. You were good.
I just had it on mute the whole time.
You had it on mute.
All right, well, that's the fastest 45 minutes in bowling. You ready?
I think you do a great job.
All right.
I'm lucky you're sitting with me.
Yeah. Good eating.
Well, I want to thank all of you again. We'll see you Wednesday at 6:40. We come on. Maybe I'll have a guest or two. We'll see who comes in. And we want to wish all of you a very good week. And as usual, good luck and good bowling.
And on TV pairs, it'll be EBA Pro Shop, which is our John Rakowski against the Goats. And Brightview's bowling Franken Beans right next door.
Whoa!
I know,
Oh,
right?
wow! We got 16 real good bowlers for this
Yeah, I
schedule.
didn't pick this.
Good, I like this.
The
This
schedule.
is the league schedule.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I like that. Oh,
All right.
that's a good match there.
We can't wait to watch that on Wednesday.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you
All right,
Wednesday.
my friend. We'll see you Wednesday night.
All right.
Thank you.